Put into words what it means. We're at the anniversary date years later, that moment for you.
Oh, you know what? Every year, it gets better. I mean, we celebrate being, Super Bowl champions in St. Louis and, as Rams fans. So it's a good day.
And it's especially big this year because the Super Bowl is back in Atlanta. Are you having flashbacks, or what are you thinking when you flew down to Atlanta and you get off the plane and you're in Georgia for a Super Bowl? What's going through your mind?
You know what? In all honesty, like I said, we going down just to see some of. I guess we're having an event for the Rams players tomorrow. I'm just going down there and seeing some of my former teammates and talking about what our journey was like to winning the Super Bowl.
How many guys who's going to be down there? What do you know?
I don't know anything. They sent some information out via email, and I don't know who's all decided to go. All I know for sure is the Marco's going to be here, and I believe Ray Agnew, and that's only two guys I know for sure. Other than that, I know Kurt and Isaac be. Well, I know Isaac be down because he's up for the Hall of Fame, and then Tori and Kurt are working for the NFL Network, and I know London's working for CBS. So actually, it's I want to say London, Trent, and there's one other, and Kevin Carter. So we're gonna have a few guys down. I just don't know if they're gonna be able to make it to the event.
Are the Rams kind of picking things up and paying the freight here?
No.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, yeah. It's just they sent emails saying they're gonna have something, and I was coming down anyway. So I'm gonna go over there.
Mike, do you ever think about? Give me a nice answer here on this one. That I know you worked hard all your career, but you were the chosen one to make the most famous tackle in Super Bowl history. What do you think when you hear something like that? I mean, it could have been on the other side of the field. It could have been somebody else like Keith Lau making a tackle, but it's Mike Jones. Do you ever think, boy, how blessed you were to be able to be in that position, to have that ability?
Well, you know what? I haven't, and the reason being, like I said, we just were, and it was just, I think it's a testament of, Coach Ramil and the team that, guys just was ready to be in position to make plays when that number was called. And all during the game, you've seen guys make plays in every phase of the game, and that's because everyone was prepared and ready to go. And I think the same thing you said about my play. I just, I was happy it was me, but I think for the most part, every guy that was on that field was prepared to do something to make a play for us to win the game.
Was there a split second where you were not certain whether you had actually made the tackle in front of the end zone?
Well, I knew he wasn't in. What I was afraid of was that, and it always happens, that maybe the official may have missed the first bounce, or I was just making sure that everyone saw what was going on, that he wasn't in, and when the official verified it, then it was at that half a second where you're like, okay, I know I tackled him, I know he's outside the end zone, but I know he bounced and rolled, and I was still on him, and just making sure everyone was on the right spot to make sure he made the right call.
And what did you do right after that?
Just stood up and raised my arms up. I was happy we won, but as you can remember, that game we were on the field a lot. The second half, so relieved, tired, happy we're Super Bowl champions. Probably not always in that same order.
How about the party that night? When did you get to bed? Where'd you go?
Well, you know what? We had that celebration at the hotel. And it was great because you seen a lot of people that were instrumental in bringing the Rams in. I can remember distinctly seeing Freeman Bosley and hugging him, because he was one of course he was the mayor that brought the Rams to St. Louis, and then seeing the dignitary, state reps, and seeing the Rams organization and seeing my family. So it was a great event. And we pretty much stayed at the hotel the entire night. And the party was over with Kevin Carter and myself and Todd Light. We went and sat down and talked about the game, and it was late because the game ended late. And we had to catch a flight the next morning, so we decided not to go anywhere.
How frequently are you reminded of the moment?
Yeah, well, during this time, almost every day. But the week before the Super Bowl, leading up to the Super Bowl, I get phone calls, do interviews. Actually, I had to do one with the NFL Network tomorrow. So, we're just, during this time it's brought up, and then, when someone sees me, they're trying to figure out who I am and trying to figure out, if I was the guy that made tackle, that comes up all the time in St. Louis.
Now, Mike, you know that the majority of St. Louisans, maybe 75, 80%, are rooting against the Rams. How about Mike Jones?
Right. Well, you know what? It's hard to root against the Rams when you were a Ram. So, I mean, it's unfortunate, and sad that the Rams aren't in St. Louis anymore. But, I won a Super Bowl. We won a Super Bowl as the St. Louis Rams, and I think we can be proud of being right now the only Ram team that's won the Super Bowl.